sports. It's in the game.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're off from Baltimore. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to... Snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. First play, he's going to throw. Purdy. And down he goes. The Ravens defense gets it done. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Takes it in at the 21. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. He cuts it to the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down by Fred Warner. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game. You really break the backs of a defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Another run for Henry. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Pistol snap to Jackson. Headed out right. Likely's got it right side. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Offense to the line for second down. Lamar now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers will take the interception back across midfield before they finally track him down.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. They get 13 on the pickup. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. This is reeled in by Juwan Jennings. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. All right, still scoreless through one quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to the bank in just a moment. Time to get the second quarter going. The 49ers set up inside the red zone. First down from the red zone. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. They deliver a shot before he can get to the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Only a yard on the game there, and now it's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 4. Looking to throw, Purdy. He's got it! Touchdown, San Francisco! So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Moody knocks that extra point through. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Deontay Hardy to return. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Talanoa Hufanga there to make the play. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
Running once more with Henry. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Fred Warner. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
And the 49ers in a nickel set. 3rd down coming. From the gun, Jackson. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. Finds him over the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. From the 46. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. 1st down, here's Lamar. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Lamar throwing again. Short pass brought in. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And again, it's Jackson. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. That's Diamador Lenore. And the 49ers will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie. That's what that whole defense. You see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down. But even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Motioning the tight end now. Purdy now on 2nd and 10. He's throwing deep to the left side. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Play action now with Purdy. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along your route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And it stays a one-possession game at 7 points. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation.
And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
Ravens nothing.
Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter.
Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. And that one is going to go out of bounds. Wow, they're going to get great field position out of this. First and 10 from the 41. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Aguilar with the grab. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Offense in the hurry up here. From the gun, a run for Henry. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. All right, here we go, 2nd down. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. It's a 3-yard pickup. That's going to leave him facing 3rd and 10.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Jackson now on 3rd. He's got Andrews. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
So here comes the kick team for what will be a very long attempt. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. This will not connect. Not enough leg and too far left as well. And the deficit stays at 7.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60+ is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll start the 2nd half with McCaffrey. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Cut by Jennings. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that's a 49er 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Oh, he loses the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. So they'll be set up with a 1st and goal when we come back. It's 49ers football, and we'll see if they can close things out for a win. All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's McCaffrey.
Well, that play call, it was certainly about playing it safe and just running it from the goal-to-go situation. But I'm not sure it's possible with how well this defense is holding up.
Headed in the wrong direction, Brock, as they take 2nd and goal now from the 13. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. So from a bit closer now, another try at 2nd and goal. From the gun is Purdy. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock, even if it would have been a touchdown. That was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Looking to throw. Completed here to McCaffrey.
Whether they meant to go to him or was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a first down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for it and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
Moody knocks it through. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
And this won't have the juice to reach the landing zone, so some great field position coming up for this offense at the 40-yard line. On first down, Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Working quickly here. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. On first and 10, it's Jackson. Gets this one to Andrews. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert and stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lamar now from the gun. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react? Read and react. You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And the deficit remains 2 scores.
They needed a few things to go right to make a comeback. And the first one, well, you had to. That was not a want to. That was a have to with that field goal. Without it, tough to imagine overcoming a 2-score deficit, Kate.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Now, before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the 2nd one used by the defense in this half.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Third and long, Purdy. He puts some power on a deep one left. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They go play fake with Jackson. He's gonna push one deep down the road. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. And the 49ers return the interception almost to midfield before the tackle's made.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. They're just going to let the clock run out and take this delay. A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. Running it after the penalty. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 6, and now they face a daunting 3rd and 14.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
McCaffrey on 3rd down. And this is a huge loss on the play. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
Hey, these DNs love to get after the quarterback, but the most well-rounded of them are the guys who could anchor your run defense too. Mission accomplished.
The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. Ooh, and this is a worm burner. He didn't hit this one well. So no return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Ravens in very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. To the left side, caught by Andrews. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger gain.
And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all, at this point, expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Approaching the final minute here, they need to find a way to defy the odds and get this back. And the 49ers are able to cover the kick. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll try it right with McCaffrey. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Back to McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he's brought down for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
And this play heads out of bounds. Marker down, though, Brock. Could be some free yards here. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. Following the flag, it's 3rd and 7. They stick with McCaffrey. And even with time to process as you ran backwards, Brock, still no idea what's going on. He's indeed going to wind up in his own end zone for a safety. So it's a win for the visiting 49ers. And even fighting that dreaded body clock with a West Coast trip, they played their game. They're taking this victory back east with them. So for Brock Heward and all of our